All right, so the Model 3. I've had the car for about 8 months now, and there is only one thing I can think of that I just can't stand about the car, and that's build quality. Like I said, had it for about 7 or 8 months, and there's been a few build quality issues, and we're just gonna go over those really quickly today. I'm gonna be very upfront and honest with you. So if you guys are looking to get a Tesla Model 3, you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. Let's go. So when I first got the car, the first thing that I noticed is I was driving along and I was hearing this rattling noise from inside the cabin. It sounded almost like as if your license plate was like loose or something like that. And you can imagine if your license plate was loose, it'd be like making that noise rattling up against the back of the car. And that's what it sounded like, but the license plates were really tight. Everything seemed fine, so I couldn't figure out what was going on. Turns out it was the inner wheel well of the front inner wheel well on the driver's side. So if you guys look in here, you can actually see I have some really tacky looking foam sitting in there, and I'm eventually gonna have Tesla pull this out and put in some of their own foam so you can't actually see it, so there's just better support behind the inner wheel well lining. But until then, this is my solution. I was talking to one of the Tesla service advisors, or one of the mobile technicians when they were doing my tire rotation. I was asking him about it, and he was saying that this is actually pretty common for Teslas just because there's not a lot back there to keep it from rattling. So if you get a Model 3 or Model Y, or probably any of the Teslas, this is something that you might notice. And if you hear a noise like that, or like a rattling or a flapping noise, you can know to probably look here first, and that could be what's going on. It's a very easy fix. It's not a big deal, but now you know. Thing number 2, the window. So I just literally threw a water bottle at this to get this wet. But whenever it's raining outside and I'm going through like a drive-through or just trying to roll down my window for any reason, it's pretty embarrassing, needless to say, to pull up in a $65,000 car to get a cheeseburger and they have to hear that. It's so awkward. So not a huge deal. I think it's probably something they can fix. It doesn't even really happen to any of the other windows, but it happens on the driver's side, and that's the one I'm rolling down the most. Again, I talked to a service technician about it, and they said it could have something to do with just this lining here or one of these inner ingresses, but I don't know. It's not really a big enough deal for me to have Tesla fix it, but something you might run into. Thought you guys might want to know. So the next issue I had, and honestly this is probably one of the most annoying because it took me literally forever to figure out where it was coming from. I had an issue where as I was driving, it would hit a bump or accelerate, especially as I was like accelerating or decelerating. I would hear a super loud creaking noise from the passenger side door. Took me forever to figure it out, 3 service appointments, and finally, and you guys aren't really gonna be able to see this, but I basically just put some silicone WD-40 on it at the recommendation of, once again, one of the service technicians who did my tire rotation. And he finally told me after 3 appointments of 10 different people trying to figure out what was going on, this one dude who was just rotating my tires was like, hey, try putting some silicone WD-40 in there. Well, sure enough, I did it on all the doors just to be safe. Rattles, completely gone. Rattles and squeaks and whatever the noise was, completely gone. Yeah, it was really bad. If I can find a video of it, I'll pull it up and I'll show you guys. That'll be in the video. It was terrible. And it sounded like the car was like a $10 toy from Walmart. And not really so great on such an expensive car, but anyways, it's fixed, literally dead silent now, works perfectly. That silicone WD-40 was way worth the $8. So this next thing wasn't a build quality issue, this was just my own stupidity essentially, and Kyler's stupidity. Basically, if this is a warning for all those iPhone and Tesla owners out there, especially if you have a Pro model iPhone, just know that those cameras on the back of your phone are very, very sharp and very pointy, and so they have a small point of impact. And if they whack against glass, they're either going to scratch it really bad or really easily crack it. So if you guys look over here, and you'll see a picture on the screen of when this happened. When Kyler and I were on a road trip a couple months ago, he just nonchalantly just went to set his phone down on the charger and unknowingly smacked his iPhone 14 Pro camera into the bottom edge of the screen. It's been fixed now, thank heavens. But since then, we got this nice little piece of silicone for like $5 or $6 on Amazon. Highly recommend it, totally worth it, because this display was $1,500 to replace. And yeah, just be really careful around that because it's super easy to accidentally do, and it is not super easy to get replaced. So just a warning to y'all. So that pretty much sums it up, guys. A really quick video just to show you some of the small annoyances I've had since getting the car. But I will end this by saying this is the best car I've ever owned. And honestly, I have zero regrets about getting it. All the issues I've had either will easily be fixed or have already been fixed. So I still highly recommend this car. And if you guys are looking to get a Tesla, remember that our referral link is down in the description. You click that, you order the Tesla through that link, and you literally get a minimum of $500 off, as well as 3 months totally free of Tesla's full self-driving software, which is awesome. If you yourself have a Tesla and you had an issue with yours or have had an issue with yours that I did not have with mine, please go down in the comments and tell us about it. We'd love to build community with you. Also, do not forget to subscribe. We have a lot more awesome Tesla content coming up. We have our Tesla full self-driving playlist. If you guys are interested in Tesla's full self-driving software, there's even a video there where the car tries to run into Kyler, and unfortunately it didn't, but it tried its best. Anyways, we'll see you in the next video. Peace.